Hey, this is Derek with Boise Cylinder Head Services. We're continuing on with this teardown and estimate on this 81 Toyota Starling 1.3 liter. The number one complaint the customer had is that he thought the valves were bent because the valves got stuck and didn't return back up. And I don't see any evidence of a bent valve, but as we were taking this thing apart, we had an intake valve in there that we had to really hammer on to get out. And a common issue with these older cars is they've been sitting around for a while, gas in their gas tank, and the gas goes bad. I mean, today it can be as early as 6 months before the gas goes bad, and it turns into like a rubber cement kind of material. And it really has a distinctive smell, so you can usually smell it inside the port, but you can see that kind of varnish or that layer coating that's on there, and it's kind of a rough feel. But when that old gas, people are trying to restore this thing, they turn the key over, it sprays that bad gas in there, and it just kind of locks up as it goes. So it goes out and then just won't return because it'll freeze up in the guide. And it leads you to think you got a misfire or a bent valve or something like that. We know it to be bad gas just by a smell, but it's a pretty common issue with these things. Another thing we noticed here is that this valve stem seal just spins right around, so I'm sure it was burning some oil, and I mean, that's definitely bad. It got some wiggle to it. It's pretty much coming off. Huh?
Crispy.
Yeah, it's definitely crispy. Over time these things get really hard and brittle, and you can't even squish them. We use blue Viton valve stem seals that we have a lot of here at the shop. And that blue Viton is a lot better material. It lasts in more extreme heats, and just overall outlasts this kind of polyurethane inferior seal. Another thing we wanted to look at is the guide clearance on the exhaust. What we do here, there's a better way to do this, but this kind of gives us an idea when we just put a valve in there and give it a wiggle back and forth. There's not a significant wiggle. I imagine our clearances are probably going to be just fine. We are going to also test these springs on our spring tester. Older stuff like this tends to wear out, and the springs are inconsistent. So if we test them all, we'll find out if they're pretty consistent. We'll also pull up a spec to find out what they should be at and see if they are at that spec. Yeah, the next move we're going to do here is grind the valve and get this thing cleaned up, do a visual inspection for cracks. But that's all we got for this video. So thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. And hit that bell notification button so you can get all our notifications whenever we get a new video out there. And remember, it's all in your head.